How about that? Ooh. One of those mornings. All right, when we last left off, we had completed. We were building / charging this guy. This is gonna be, I hope, I very much hope this will be our ship that breaks atmosphere. We're nearly full on hydrogen fuel, which is great. Got a full cargo bay just in case. A couple of batteries. That'll allow us to power these atmospheric turbines, engines, thrusters. The word we're looking for is thrusters. What'll happen is, so basically how this game, for those hanging out who don't know how the game works, when you get further up in the atmosphere gets thinner, and then the atmospheric thrusters, much like a regular jet engine, cannot take in enough air and therefore cannot produce enough thrust. So, how I like to do this, and I think a handful of other people do, is you use some atmospheric boost thrusters, get as high up into the atmosphere as you can, that way you save on fuel. So you're kind of using the air to your advantage, because there isn't really like resistance in this game as much. There's just kind of gravity. So you overtake gravity, get as high as you can. Once the atmospheric thrusters start failing, you kick into the hydrogen thrusters. You have this big boost rocket here. Tilt your nose up, get out to the outer atmosphere. Once you get to the outer atmosphere, yeah, I mean, you should be golden after that. You can kind of do whatever. Got a little drill on the nose just in case. I don't think I'm going to be mining anything particularly heavy while I'm up there. If we get lucky maybe and get some... Thankfully we actually have a gold vein close by to us here. If we get some like uranium, that's the main thing we want to look into, is like getting uranium and like bring it down and starting maybe a ship that contains a reactor and some ion thrusters and stuff like that. So now that we're set up near an iron patch, like we've got a little bit of cobalt nearby, which will make us a good amount of the grids we need. And then the gold, and I think there's a few silver rocks up here. So we're in a pretty good spot to kind of build a bigger kind of base moving ship, as it were. So I can like pack everything up, put it in a big cargo container, and then go park ourselves on an asteroid and live there from now on. Real quick, I'm going to yeah. Maximum distance, we're gonna go. You know what? Why not? 4.0. Starting to chew through the dirt. Hydrogen, we're going to bring an oxygen bottle for good measure. You know, if I'm remembering right, uranium is the reason I usually go into low atmo first. So, like, try and find, oh, you know what? I think I need an ore detector. I'm going to actually detect the ore. Almost forgot. Oh, this is in my build plan wrong. So I'm going to put this away, and then I'm going to withdraw it. Is it production? I just need the detector component. Alrighty. Got that. Bunch of thrusters. Should be able to get us around in space because we do not have gravity to mess with us. I guess what I should do is... I'm pretty sure I have the batteries already on charge recharge. I do. I have the tank on fill up or not fill up. So I want stockpile off on these. No, I want it on. Because I'm not going to kick in these engines right away. And then I want the atmospheric thrusters. Escape atmo boost. And then we're going to put this on the toolbar like so. And we're going to toggle the block on off, which means when we're going up, we can save power by cutting these engines. And then when we're coming down, we can kick them on after we're like low on fuel, or if we need to. Once we get down, we're going to use them as basically braking thrust. What else is there? Am I forgetting something? I feel like I'm forgetting something. Well, this just for good measure. Oh, you know what I actually think I need? Just a little bit of ice. I'm gonna keep in my inventory. What this will do, this will let me throw ice in the O2 generator if needed. If I run out of oxygen. Here goes nothing. Wait, I gotta uncharge the battery. Break the lock. There we are. Pretty low on power, actually. As you can see, our power is going up, which means the thrusters are doing less because we're hitting the upper atmo. Draining a single battery at a time, is that what's happening? No? Oh, it's the amount of power that I'm actually expending. Alright, so we're going to kick on these thrusters. And we're going to make our way even further. We're going to kick off the atmo thrusters, and we're going to rely on our hydrogen booster. So the game has a 110 meter a second speed limit, I believe. It's 100 meters or 110. And in order to save on fuel, I'm just gonna hover between like 90 to 95. I don't want to be full boosting and hitting the, you know, the upper limit of the speed limit and then losing out on fuel. As long as we're still climbing. And then we know we're in space when we lose that meters indicator. It's right in the front there, 13,000, almost 14,000. It means we no longer have an altitude to be concerned about. Our tank seems to be holding pretty well. We've only used 5% of our fuel. A lot of battery power remaining. Might have overdone it on the batteries, but yeah. So you see on the bottom left, I have the dampeners turned off, which means my thrusters are not going to automatically counteract my motion to keep me in one place. So because it acts as like kind of real physics in a way, minus the speed limit. Effectively, once you get up to a certain speed, if you have your dampeners off and you're traveling through space at a certain speed and you lose power, lose fuel, kill your engines, whatever, you will keep drifting at that speed until forever. We actually had when we were playing with a group not too long, like a few years ago, when we were playing, one person was running a mining ship and they didn't realize that they were running out of fuel. Like, they weren't paying attention to their fuel amount. So before they did their flip and burn, they start to do their flip, and the ship wouldn't turn, and they were like on Discord, like, why is the ship not, like, I'm not able to flip to burn, to counteract the burn. And sure enough, because his batteries had died, so his gyroscopes weren't working, so he couldn't flip, and then he had no fuel to operate he had no power to be able to operate the ion thrusters, which means he couldn't slow down or change direction or repower the ship in any way. So we had a bunch of different things that we had to try and like rescue him or catch the ship out of like mid spiral, but no, just nothing we could do. We just left it floating in space. Later on, we used like admin tools to look at what had happened, and sure enough, it was like days later, it was still just drifting through space. Alright. Starting to get some asteroids. 30 kilometers from home. And you'll see that the my speed is still going down briefly because we're at the very, very upper atmosphere. So I'm not getting a lot of like gravity pull from the planet. I forget what the gravitic influence of a planet is. Like, I forget where it stops. Like 40,000? 37? I'm starting to hit the edge of it because my speed is decreasing very, very slowly when I'm not thrusting. But it looked like escape basically took about 8 to 9% of our fuel, which is great. Gives us a lot more for maneuvering around. You can save a good amount of fuel by utilizing your dampers being off and just like drifting from one place to another. Like, so in order to go from, you know, that asteroid to that asteroid, I'll boost up to 100 and then kill the engines and flip, and then when I get about halfway, I'll do the reverse burn and slow myself down. I want to make sure that the ore detector is on. So I want to do ore detector and toggle block on. Uses enough power to like. Okay. We've now escaped the gravity well, so we're gonna use our thrusters real quick to slow us down. And then I guess we're gonna start checking these asteroids. Ore detector taking up like 2 days worth of the energy I have on the ship is pretty interesting. I didn't realize it was that power hungry. So we'll just turn it on every time we get close to one of these rocks. Oh no, it's like no thanks. If we get lucky and find uranium pretty quick, we'll just fill up and basically do our best to make it back home with a hold of it. Not seeing any patches on this thing right away. It's funny, if I remember right, now that I'm thinking about it, I think I am, is the uranium in this game is more true to life. Like a lot of other games, it will, be a great bright green glowy rock. And this is just kind of a scratchy, kind of dark patch. I forgot to put a light on it. I should have put a light on it. Alright, for the most part, it seems like I should have put a beacon on my ship too. This is something that has happened a couple of times before, and now that I'm remembering is horrifying. The scale of the game actually is pretty good in that you don't. It's not actually that easy to find something that's just like sitting in space. So you usually want to have like a radio beacon on your ship, and what that'll do is it lets you kind of like have a waypoint for it. because many a time I've been like, I hop out of the ship to use my my hand drill to like check for resources on an asteroid, and sure enough, there's no. I can't find the ship to save my life because, you know, I'm so far away. To give you an idea, to break atmosphere and get up here, it costs us about 9% of our fuel. We've already used another 10% maneuvering around some of these asteroids, so a good amount of that escape was the atmospheric thrusters. Let me get up to speed here. Gotta check all these asteroids. If I find one that is like really dense with iron, I always find that's a really good starting base because it lets you like, have all the plates you need for the construction of the actual base. And low orbit's kind of nice. But for the most part, we're just going to be drifting through space, you know, one rock to the next. This is kind of the most relaxing part of the game, I think. Hope everybody is having a good Friday for us Europeans and Asians. Thursday for the Americans hanging out. It's almost the weekend. My weekend is probably just going to be more space engineers, followed by a probably ill-advised Factorio endurance stream, but let's see how it goes. Alright. Flip around. Cut thrust here. Should have brought a light. I knew I should have brought a light. Or at least not painted my ship. I didn't even paint it. I just accidentally set the color at one point and just didn't unset it. But it's black, which is just a really bad idea. Alright. We are gonna drift. It's tricky because the dark side of these asteroids. Okay, there's something. I think that's ice. I thought the ore detector would be okay. So it's about 150 meters, which isn't bad. So having a little bit of ice nearby isn't bad. It's not a. You can find whole asteroids made of ice. So I usually these little patches aren't as good. I just want to check the inside. Oh. The light ain't great. Built-in light on the engineer. Or ice. Or I think that might be the same patch that I'm just seeing through the wall. Uh-oh. I may have lost the entrance. There we go. Oh. And the ship is right there. Like, this is what I mean. This is such a good example of like how easy it is to like lose your ship if you don't keep yourself kind of apprised of what's going on and where things are. No, I'm just gonna try and keep it in vision basically while I look, scan this asteroid, save myself a little bit of fuel. Right below me. Some uranium would be good to bring back. Some iron would be good to waypoint, basically. I want to mark it as my location. Alright, next asteroid. I'm actually kind of curious how to have an O2 H2 generator. Use conveyor system, auto refill bottles. I think I have to put ice in it and then it'll generate O2 for me. And I brought an inventory full of ice, so we're good. Let's start checking some of the ones up here. Boost, get to max, turn off the dampers. There we go. Drifting through the black. Off the ore detector, save myself a little bit more power. While I'm here, kind of like on the drift, let's set the drill to the toolbar so we can turn it on at a moment's notice. Oh, I just have to put it, that's right. I just have to put it on the toolbar and then my left click activates it. I'm excited to see what new stuff can come out of this contact update for the game. I think I've been kind of enjoying new content updates from games where like you don't experience the content until you actually are deeper into the game. This is obviously a good example. Factorio is going to be a good example too. Like you can't really get to the space platform until you have rockets, which previously was the end of the game. Elden Ring Shadow of the Erd Tree is a good example. They released a DLC where they're like, okay, here's a DLC. It's great. It's universally beloved. In order to get to it, you need to beat 2 quite difficult optional bosses. that you didn't have to beat before. So anybody with an old save, if they never fought those bosses, even if they beat the game, they can't go to the DLC. It's fantastic. Alright, flip around and kill Burn. Left. I head kind of in this direction. Oh, I have to kill the dampers. Not seeing anything. Usually you can see like spots of resources on these. One of the reasons I really wish I'd brought a light. I mean, really what I could do is disassemble some stuff to make a light. Really, I could disassemble a yeah, hey, we're engineers of space out here. Why not? Let's whoops. Stick the ice in here. Oh. Hey Ash, how's it going? Alright, let's go ahead and take this kind of apart. I want to put a light. I want to put like a searchlight. A spotlight is a good one. Can't complain, just playing some Space Engineers, having a good time. How'd your week treat ya? I know everybody's getting into their weekends now. What is duct light? Floodlight. I guess the spotlight is the one I want. I hope they don't take too much in the way of, oh, they need large steel tubes? Do these have large steel tubes in them? They do. Alright, well this engine is turning out... Oh, oops. Well, I have a cargo container for putting away all this inventory that's full. Where did I put the cargo container though? There it is. Can't complain. The motor's the big one. Yeah. And I'll try and leave the framework up, and that lets me just kind of like quickly reassemble that. Interior plates. Oh, I don't have an interior plate? I have a couple of spare ones I can yank off of the cargo grid. There we go. We got some good old-fashioned space engineering. I want to put the lights... I want to put the lights in a group. So we're going to go like this. I found an artist that I've been talking to. I made some kind of default ones on my own, and it'll take a little while to get the other ones done, but I'm working on them. I think so. The spotlights need to be in a group. Escape light. And then, oh, I need to put it on the toolbar. The group. Well, toggle block on off. Yeah, we'll do. Oh boy, those are power hungry. I went from 9 days of reserve power to 1 day of reserve power. And while I don't see myself burning through, 24 hours of power for some reason, I should probably actually reserve the lights. So I can still kind of see out here. I should reserve the power from the lights. I only have... Do they have like a baseline draw or something? Because now I have only 1 day of reserve power. They're not still on, are they? No? Big asteroid, but doesn't seem like there's too much going on here. I would like to find a nice big iron patch. I mean, or uranium, obviously. But I don't necessarily expect to find uranium out here. Drift to the next asteroid. Straighten out a little bit. Get ourselves pointed in the direction we want to go. There. One day of reserve power. I wonder why. Maybe they just have a baseline draw that I gotta be worried about. Alright, for hanging out, and I appreciate you hanging out. I want to make sure that people don't get pre-roll ads when they come in, so I'm gonna, while we're drifting in the black here, we're gonna go ahead and run a 1 minute ad. So thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it, guys. However, if you are subscribed and you're still here and you're hanging out, I appreciate it. Y'all look great. I think with the amount of drifting through space that we're gonna be doing today, it's gonna probably be a pretty chill stream. I do my best to keep talking and be entertaining, but it is difficult to be entertaining. In order to make clips, get stuff going, because that's how you're supposed to do it. Been scrubbing through my own videos. Boy, do I hate the sound of my own voice. Alright, welcome back from the ads, if you were gone from them. For those sticking around even after that, because I don't like ads either. Again, I really appreciate it. I'm slightly annoyed that these batteries are sort of askew, but, whatever. Alright, we got a little asteroid cluster, which is pretty nice. I don't see... I know. Hey, Nerd Fighting, how's it going, bud? Alright, we're gonna flip around here. Kill the retro burn thrusters. Slow ourselves down a little bit. Because I do see some resources on this asteroid. I hope you're having a good morning, man. Yeah, we actually managed to escape atmosphere and not explode. Fingers crossed. No promises. But yeah, this is one of the things I do like about this game is the physics make it feel very like The Expanse, right? And The Expanse is just kind of based on reality. Hey, happy birthday, man! That's fantastic. Hope you're having a great birthday. Yeah, anytime, man. We gotta do something. We gotta build something. Engineer some space. You know how it goes. All right, we're gonna turn on the ore detector because I know I saw patches on this rock when I was at a distance. Or turn on the floodlights, which now that I'm looking at them. But I appreciate you hanging out and spending your birthday here for a little bit. I realized last night I was doing I have like a kind of a ritual, like a post-stream ritual. Like I have a pre-stream ritual, which is like prep all the tech as best as I can with what I have available to me. Do a little research, watch some other streamers to make sure I'm like kind of working on stuff and improving in a way. And then I have a post-stream ritual, which is like get my VOD sent over to YouTube to get prepped for processing, look for clips, just like do research and like look at the channel, like see what I can do to upgrade it and improve it. And it just like hit me like a ton of bricks that like I didn't need to like not have emotes at all while I waited for an artist to make them. So I just kind of like made some fun sort of memey ones, and I added some emotes for the subs. So y'all got a little bit more to work with now. It's just like a ton of bricks that hit me. I was like, why didn't I on day exactly very sus. Well, I was like, why didn't I on day one just give people some fun stuff to do? Oh, the bot is here, the hydrate bot. How's it going, Starfire? I still contend you're a robot. I swear I saw resources on this rock. So what I'm gonna do is hop out. I'm gonna GPS my ship, otherwise I'm gonna lose it. So that gives me a little waypoint at the ship, because I will lose it. Kind of like exploring this rock. And yeah, we're gonna scan the surface real quick for the resource patches I saw. I think it was like it was either magnesium or nickel, something like that, based on the color. So it's not a great pickup, but exactly. There we go. There's the patch. I think it's nickel. Silicon. Okay. I'm gonna go a UPS silicon. I know I saw a lighter patch. Something that may have been a different one. Oh, right here. Yeah. Is this gold? That would be great. Yeah, silicon and gold. It's gold. Oops. Alright, this is a good cluster so far. If it just randomly has like an iron vein in it, I will be very, very pleased. Because then I can just set up base, like set up shop right here. It probably won't. Oh, is that more silicon? Apparently I have met the military faction. They have a mine layer within 10 kilometers of me. So that's fun. Engaging mine layers can be kind of funny because they have like warheads basically all in the back. So if you just like target your guns on the back like half of their ship, they'll very likely explode violently. Alright, more silicon. So this asteroid is going to be mostly a silicon asteroid, it seems like. So we can probably dip. Having a little gold available, kind of like nearby, low orbit, is pretty good. I do have a good amount of gold in the base. Like nearby the base. Not really a problem. But I'm up here because there's, I think, some more gold. Yep. Yeah. But I want to find two things. I want to either find a place to build a base. Which is I want to find a iron-rich asteroid. Like, this is why I GPS the ship. Oh, hey, more gold. Alright, I mean, there's a good amount of gold here, actually. I'm probably gonna, if I can find an asteroid nearby here that meets all the criteria, I'll be pretty pleased. Example of as to why you always bookmark or make sure you have a beacon or something available for your ship, because like if I'm flying around like this, like look, like you can barely see it. The silicon. Yeah, almost. All right. Cool. Okay, we've got a good, nice little asteroid. We're gonna go to the GPS thing, get rid of the ship one. Delete. Silicon. And gold. And then I will save that, and then we're gonna go ahead and delete this one. Gold. Map mode. Ice. These are all on the on-planet ones. Iron. Main base. Base. I don't know what this signals. All right. We are. Yeah, I don't think I need to actually mark the gold because it's pretty easily visible, and as long as I have this asteroid cluster bookmarked, should be okay. All right, so the question is next, I guess next asteroid, or not question, but let's start our burn. Yeah, today's gonna be. I think today's gonna be, at least for the first chunk of it, it's gonna be pretty chill because I'm kind of a good amount of travel in this game is just kind of like set it, wait till you get you know most of the way there, flip and burn, kind of relax. So yeah, I think we're gonna be pretty chill for a bit. gonna do a drive-by of this guy. I'm not seeing any patches on it. That's not meaning there aren't any, but probably overshot it a little bit. I want to check everything out. Okay. Not seeing any patches on it. Unknown signal nearby. Alright, next closest asteroid, I guess, is, where is the next closest asteroid that I haven't scanned yet? I guess up. Well, no, those are closer to the planet. There is no up in space. Alright, I guess we're gonna go here. About half of our hydrogen. Now that I'm thinking about it, I probably should have mined some of that ice from that first asteroid I ran into. Because that would let my O2 generator, like, fill up the tank, and then in a pinch, like, if I found what I was looking for, I could just dump the ice. So yeah, that was a goof on my part. So I'm gonna, next time I find a little patch of ice, I'm gonna mine a little bit of it out. Out of my face. One strand of hair is being a problem. These two are kind of close together. I think I want to actually come check out this one right here. There's like a cluster of 3 kind of medium-sized asteroids right here, so this is good. I'm gonna check these out. I see spots, but they could just be dark spots. Oh no. Rest in peace. So you just got just enough to basically feel secure that it was okay, but not enough to actually run it, so it just closed down and ruined everything. Because you leave the game running, right? I know a handful of people who do that. Yeah, yeah. Finding much here in the way of resources. I mean, we even drifted through it, so. I'm not seeing any spots of resources. Oh, I just realized, I guess I could have gone to the moon. That might have been a good way. There's a resource. Oh, I think that's gold. Nickel. Oops. GPS, nickel, asteroid. Just lost the ship. Yeah, I know a handful of people who leave it running. You can kind of get stuff done while you can get to scale on everything, and everything runs kind of like how you want it to run. Alright, so the next one I think is going to be this cluster. Make sure it's the right one I'm looking for. Yeah, so I want to go to this cluster. Dampers off. We will get up to speed here. I have 44% of our hydrogen left, which is probably more than it's probably I probably only need about 10% to get back and also get an assist on my landing if we're full. I think the 4 Atmo thrusters should be fine on the landing, but I like to be better safe than sorry, especially when I'm coming back with a big old hunk of uranium or something. Alright, cluster's a little bigger than I gave it credit for, so that's good. Ohio. How's it going, Zevraz? Oh, the moon's on the other side of the planet from where I was. That would be why we didn't go to the moon. Alright, we're going to do a little bit of asteroid penetration here. Yeah. It took about 10% of the hydrogen to get out of Atmo, and now we've used like 60% of it to move between asteroids. I'm looking for either uranium that I can fill up on and bring back, or a big asteroid with like a huge iron vein, because that'll let me like set up a asteroid base, like a mining base, because iron's kind of like the foundation for all the base building stuff that I'd want. So having a big mining operation. All right, well this one has silicon, so not a great sign. for us. Finding a patch of uranium would be great. What that means is like I could head down with uranium and set up like a large grid base moving ship basically that acts as a like I pack everything up and act as like a mobile deployment and like find the asteroid that I want to set up on, disassemble the ship slowly and build the asteroid. The asteroid one. The iron base one, and then kind of go from there. Because in order to have like really sustainable amounts of power, I really need uranium for reactors. Nah, honestly, until they make some like really meaningful progress, because the beginning of the year they said like by the end of the year we're gonna have base building and whatever. Until they make meaningful progress, I'm not putting any more like cash into the game. I'm just gonna like move my money around that's already in it. This just looks cool though. I'll probably try it out. I'll like melt something and it's all good, man. People can support it at whatever level they feel comfortable. I put a good amount into it. I'm happy with where I'm at. I can basically anytime something new comes out, I can melt something and get what I want to try it or whatever. I think it's going to be important to know that like, yeah, that's probably the way to do it, honestly. I don't know, like the thing that gets me sometimes is that I'm not really super interested in like there's like this weird FOMO around like lifetime insurance basically. And that's one thing I don't do is mess with that just because the fun of the game is when it's out ideally is hopefully going to be dealing with kind of like insurance or handling. Okay, so that's nickel. It's a huge patch of nickel. Repairing your ships or selling stuff or managing it or affording to be able to pay your insurance kind of thing. Like the lifetime insurance, because the insurance system isn't even fleshed out, I'm really hesitant to really care. Because in the end, it's a game that I want to play. So if there's stuff to do, if if my ship explodes and I can't afford the insurance payout and I have to go work as like security on somebody else's ship or engineer on somebody else's ship or be a medic somewhere to make enough to afford my ship again, that's kind of the dream, like being able to actually exist in a meaningful way in that game. So that's kind of what I want. So like overpaying and making sure I have access to like the biggest, bestest ships and it doesn't feel where I want to be. Like I want like something similar to a Carrack that's like kind of what am I thinking of? It's kind of exploration, kind of like you can live in it sort of thing. Which is why I liked the Odyssey, the idea of the Odyssey. Yeah, my desktop background is the Odyssey. I think it looks really sweet. I think I love the idea of the whole thing. I like that it has a ramp and a hangar. I like kind of the look of it. It feels very Firefly, kind of like floating in the black doing it. It's got like refineries on it, and you can have like it's a lot of the stuff I really like about the Odyssey. I'm a big fan. Honestly, if I were to pick two ships that I would want, besides the Odyssey, it would be the Endeavor. Once it's fleshed out, because I like the idea of having a floating city or whatever. The Endeavor or um, the big giant asteroid crunching mining ship, the giant one that's actually only piloted by 5 people. I'm forgetting its name. The Orion, yes. I could definitely get into the Orion. That would be cool. 3.24, I guess right now is on a is kind of like being tested. It's got like a lot of the new cargo stuff. I might try it out for like half a stream, possibly, depending on how stable it seems. And then when 4.0 drops, I'll probably play a day or two on stream just to give it a try. Because I want to check out Pyro. Oh, I didn't mean to turn on my dampers. Alrighty. Asteroid, what you got for me? See anything? See a little something. Is that just nickel again? Is that gold? That's looking like... I don't know which one, but it's one of them. It's yellow. It might actually be gold. Close enough for the ore detector to pick it up. Yep, gold. Nice. Question is, does it have another material on it somewhere? I do want to find... I'm just now realizing why I was so low on power for a while, and it was because my O2 generator was turning the ice I put in the ship to hydrogen. Not finding much but the gold here. Not seeing any other patches anyways. And Zavra, as I mentioned earlier, but I don't think you were here yet, I was doing my post-stream ritual, which involves like finding something to improve about the stream, working on it. Usually I spend about an hour on it. Just kind of like doing a little research or doing little improvements, and realized that I don't need to wait necessarily, like I don't need to wait for an artist to have any emotes. So while I contact and talk to different artists about getting getting like custom emote packs, I sort of went on and made a bunch, like a handful of kind of fun ones. Not a lot of them, but there's a couple. in the emote section of Twitch, kind of like looking at what the sizes I needed, how many I needed to fill out everything. Because I was like, okay, I want to contact NARS. I need to tell them kind of what I want and how many I want. And so I was counting them out, and I was like, oh wait, they have default ones on Twitch. That's pretty cool. And then, sure enough, I was like, wait, are there not? Can I just make them? Is that a thing? And I did. I didn't realize. That's on me. All right, now I'm starting to really regret not like mining some of that ice I found. Definitely regretting. So I might start doing like asteroid drive-bys, I guess, and then killing it when I find a resource and hopping out on foot. How far are we from the planet now? Still 70 kilometers from home, so it's not bad. Yeah, I know, right? Turns out your boy can learn to do things. Crazy. Crazy concept. I have O2 none. Is that? I'm wondering if that's like just because I'm in space? Because I have an O2 H2 generator that should be sending the O2 to the cockpit. Alrighty. Thought I saw like a, not a patch, but like a reddish tinge to one part of this asteroid. I mean, there's like an iron vein in it, or maybe it was just a graphical thing and there's nothing here. I want to find another ice patch. That I do want to find. And kind of refill my... I guess that would be another reason to have a hydrogen engine on it. Because then I could regen power with ice as well. But power-wise, even if I was running the O2 generator non-stop, it would take it 24 hours of continuous running to die. And for returning to the planet, I can kind of get away with using gravity for most of the descent and then powered retro thrusting. There's like a light looking asteroid sort of nearby. So this GPS ship delete. That's the one I want to look at right there. Get up to speed. Oh, hey, there's some ice. There we go. That's what we needed to kind of maintain this. And now for the definitely not dangerous part of like actually mining the ice. There's uranium on this. My scanner picked it up right here. Oh, that's great. I guess in anticipation of finding uranium, I could have built myself a reactor to put onto this ship, like a small one. Wouldn't take up that much space. Alright, so if I'm looking at the inventory here, we've got a good amount of ice. In the O2H2 generator, and if I go to the control panel and look at the tank, we are filling it up. It is quite slow. So I think what I want to do is make sure that I can... Oh, the cockpit isn't connected to any of this? What? What do you mean the cockpit's not connected? I have the conveyor converter and the cargo container. Does the O2 generator not It does. What? Why? Why am I not getting... Or maybe I just can't move bottles specifically? Not that. Oh, wait, I can do it. The tank, like... Nope, this is oxygen. Oh, it's full? That was fast. Just build up everything. Alright. Fill that up with oxygen just for good measure. Basically clogged the whole thing with ice. Oops. And for whatever reason, this cockpit is not receiving Oh, because I'm an... No, that's right. I have the converter. And the converter is working because it's outputting hydrogen to those thrusters. What? I don't know what's going on, man. Either way, I need to let the ice basically process. I've gained 3% hydrogen since doing that, so that's good. Do you specifically need a vent? I thought vents were just for spaces. This up. It's oxygen. I guess I plugged in the ports wrong. I'm gonna have to check it when I get back to the base. Okay. That's fine. Oh. Alright, so, I mean, the goal... We hit the goal, which is to find uranium. That was the main thing coming out to space. We're gonna bring a cargo container full of uranium back. I can't do that with all this ice clogging everything up, so I'm letting the generator process that. More ice on the asteroid, that's nice. Oh, is the uranium like just deep in the asteroid? Do I have to like mine some of it out? Is that what happened? Right, I forgot I can use the right-click mode on ship drills as well. Like, drill space without actually drilling, like, materials away. There we go. Okay, I want to make sure, I want to see how much, so I definitely don't want this stone. Inset connector is filled with ice, so... $27,000 ice, which I really don't need. Alright, I mean, it's slowly filling up. While that slowly fills up, I'm gonna take a quick bio break. Really, zebras? Like, you just got a little bit and kind of gave up? Like, or you had problems getting into space, or... I mean, yeah, that checks out. I've already blown up twice, so... I think it's just a matter of kind of like planning things out. Yeah, I try and avoid hand mining as much as possible because I hate it. I get just enough to get like a drill arm set up somehow. Even if it's on a little grid ship, you put a drill and a cargo container on it and just do that and then let everything process. Once you get a good chunk of iron going... Oh, that's wild because like, yeah, I use... The ship drills are where it's at, man. Like you get so much more and it's so fast and you get a ton. And once you're in space, you don't have to worry about gravity destroying you. So what I do is I build like a little scout ship like this that's capable of breaking atmosphere and then ideally returning. Most of the times, I'm not going to lie, when I come back with the uranium, I end up just crashing the ship next to the base. So there's a big chunk of uranium for me to grab. So then I just go and grab it. Yeah, that checks out. It's I think a lot of it's about planning, like just like recognizing, paying attention to your fuel and like how much you have, knowing that it operates like real physics, like real like space. Like the only thing that isn't kind of like real spatial physics mechanics is the fact that there's a 100 meter a second speed limit, and that's for like the game engine's purposes. But you basically want to do a lot of like never point at anything that you don't intend to run into. Um, yeah, you get up to speed, turn off your dampeners and chill, and then once you start to approach where you're going, you turn them back on, and it'll force break everything. Yeah, I know it's fine. I like talking about this stuff, but I am gonna take a bio break. I will be right back. Thank you for that. All right, we are back in the asteroid here. All right, how much of the ice have we processed? Hardly any. But our hydrogen percentage is at 47. Okay. So yeah, Zevraz, what we were saying before I took the bio break was, yeah, I think a lot of people get to the same place. I have a friend who really fell in love with this game after I kind of showed them this, like the steps or like the first kind of things you want to do to get out of atmosphere / like get established. So I think what I want to do here is actually I want to kick out all of the stuff. So I want to hold on to a bunch of ice. Wait, this is. So I guess what I want to do is go to the control panel, go to the inset connector. Throw out. What did that just throw out? Was that ice?
Inventory full.
Yeah, it was ice. I didn't want to throw ice out of that. Let's see. I wanted. We're trading through the store block. Collect all. Off. Throw out. I kind of want that on, but I want like. I'm supposed to run. I remember I'm supposed to run a connector, I think. Not a connector, a filter before these for the mining ships, because then I can just like huck everything out. I think it's kind of fine because if I go to the control panel, go to the connector, and we just throw out. And then no. Wait. Oh wait, I need a connector, so I want to get all this stone out of my inventory. The full O2 generator is good. I want to get rid of more of the ice. Just because I have so much ice right now, like I overmined kind of what I needed, I guess. Alright. And then we'll keep running what's there. And then that should be the cargo container basically empty. If I hop in here and like, do I make more space? Yeah, okay. So it doesn't spit out if there's no space. That's good. Alright, so I guess what I want to do now is change the inconnect. No, I want to keep it on, but I want the throw out to be off. And oh, I can't hand mine this. Come on. There we go. Put that away. I don't want to lose any uranium more. I guess the ship miner is the way to go. I just wish I had a filter block, because then I think it could take in all of the stone and spit it out. I'm trying to remember if there was a way to do that without the I mean, we are engineers in space. Alright, so I do want a sorter. Right, okay, it's it's kind of a flat platform. Interior plates, I think I have a good number of those. So I think what I want to do is actually take apart the inset connector. I want to put the sorter and in order to do that I need the interior plates. And then I need the inset, or just actually, I guess I could just use a regular connector if they're cheaper. Yeah, for sure. Small steel tubes. Do I have anything that has small steel tubes in it that I can just like take apart, kinda? Ah, this is using the tubes from the other part of the build. Oh, that's rough. Oh, sorry about that. Okay. So they cost the same. Well, actually, hold on. This might be an interesting way to do this. Because these are connected to the cargo. This is also a conveyor converter from the cargo. So if I take, say, this one out and do smalls, sorter. So if I do a small conveyor sorter, And then a small connector. Oops, should probably finish building it first. So the small one's only 5? I am 1 small steel tube short. That is very sad. Everything else needs large steel tubes. No. My hydrogen tank uses small steel tubes, but if I take it apart, bad things will happen. Gyros don't. The cockpit doesn't. Do I have any? I don't think I do. Nope. And there's no handcrafting in this game. Yeah, not much I can do about that. Alright. I guess let's, we're at 61% hydrogen, which is kind of perfect, I think we're getting back. I want to get a full cargo's full of uranium here. And that'll let me basically get back to base and have a very good amount of power. I still like to find well, actually, I could build a relatively small large grid ship. Okay. So, oh man. You don't get a lot out of mining uranium. Alright, we'll just dig our way through this uranium patch. Get as much as we can. Then go back out. 6-3. I mean, a good amount of the space is being taken up is like the excess stone I'm grabbing, so I'm gonna jettison that. I'm gonna back out, jettison that, and then come back in and get more uranium. Because I want to fill up, or at least get mostly close to filled up. I don't want to collide too hard with the walls of this cave. I'm gonna back out slowly. Piloting in reverse is hard. There we go. Alright, hop out real quick. I do have to manually throw out the stone. However, what I can do is grab more ice.
Inventory full.
And keep the O2 generator full. Because then while I'm mining, it will fill up the hydrogen cockpit.
Inventory full.
Alrighty, back to mining some of this uranium. In fact, I'm gonna widen the hole because it's kind of like tilting down. Everybody else see the Subnautica 2 announcement? That's very exciting. I'm pretty hyped for Subnautica 2. It's gonna be co-op, 4-player co-op. About what? Yeah, last night they announced they showed a teaser trailer. Subnautica 2 is coming out. It's gonna be co-op. I have the trailer posted in the Discord in their gaming news channel, I think. And it's got all the right vibes too. Like it starts out with a dude kind of in some water, whatever, and then like he gets defeated or beaten or whatever, and then like to reveal that it's co-op, they like a light shows up and he's like, no, a light, but then it's somebody else, like in a cyclone coming to pick him up, and you're like, oh, cool. And then an unknown eldritch horror decides to show up, and like that's how you know it's Subnautica, because things are horrifying when they seem so innocuous. They are actually horrifying. Ditto. I mean, to be fair, Beyond Zero or whatever wasn't that great, so maybe it's not that good. But
Inventory full.
I don't know. I'm gonna trust that they know what they're doing. But I thought that was like a secondary studio that made that one. Jeez, man, uranium is not very dense. I'm actually gonna put more of my parts back. In this. Oops. It can't be worse, or it can be worse? Yeah, it's hard to. It is very difficult to create a sequel to what is effectively a masterpiece. Yeah, exactly. Like, I cannot think of a bad thing about. I can't think of a bad thing about Subnautica from a like a outside person looking in. I can't see a bad thing about Subnautica 1. It was a masterpiece in every way, in every sense of the word. I had difficulties with Subnautica because I am a scaredy baby who doesn't like horror. I still engaged with the game fully and played it to completion, but I was scared shitless constantly. Um, so like my problem with Subnautica was that sometimes I go into water and too scary, don't want. But from an objective view, the game was a 10 out of 10 perfect masterpiece. Yeah, exactly.
Inventory full.
Get out of here with that stone.
Inventory full.
Don't want stone. I will take ice because I can put ice in the ice fuel turner oner device, but nay. Yeah, I hope they find a good balance of being able to like do certain things in co-op. Like there's different levels of co-op, right? Where like you have to work together to do X. Great example of that kind of co-op is Valheim. Yes, you can beat a boss alone. If you do it as co-op, it makes way more sense and it is way more doable. Like you kind of like work together to beat a boss, but then you kind of like build your own stuff. But because you kind of work together to fight the boss early, it sets you up like mentally to think like, okay, wait, let's just build a village. Why don't we? Because like every Valheim um, game I played that had like 4 to 5 people on it, like on the server, like friends who had different like Valheim servers, they always formed a village. Like one person would be off like down the road, like making a house or a giant castle on their own, but there was always like a central village where like the blacksmithy was because those resources are kind of rare, or all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I think so too. Below Zero was a little rough considering, and it was like mediocre coming off a masterpiece with the same name as a masterpiece. So yeah, for sure. There's a lot to really like about the original Subnautica, and a lot of it was kind of the magic was missing in Below Zero. Yeah. Ooh, this is a big uranium deposit, actually. Dang. Getting a lot out of this. But, yeah. I mean, hopefully Subnautica is good. Maybe it's a new map. Maybe it's like an updated version of the map. Maybe it's the future. People coming to find out what happened on the original. So it's like the same map, but updated after some big change. Like, I don't know. Where you can find Easter eggs from the old world. Like, you just never know how they do it. Should be cool. Prologue could work too, yeah, like why the planet is the way it is. They could do some kind of tricky gotcha where they do everything and then the end is you were actually on Earth all along and it's now a water world. But yeah, that kind of the kind of co-op that's like, I don't know, the game incentivizes like collaborative preparation, which in turn kind of incentivizes collaborative like base building and stuff. Whereas like this game doesn't do a lot of that. Like you benefit a lot from like having your own base and your own ship and your own stuff, and like you kind of get together to do things. But for the most part, um, yeah, you don't. You can be pretty separate. It's definitely a different vibe of co-op. That's for sure. All right. In addition to that, half of our container is full of uranium. That's probably more than enough to last a long time. Yeah, if you just mine by hand, you just get uranium. So I don't know why I'm getting like so much stone, but I guess it's the edge.
Inventory full.
Where's the ship? Ooh. We're up to 73% hydrogen, which is nice. Like that means the hydrogen generator is doing its work. Oh man, I don't know why I'm so tired today. Should wake up. We're 74 kilometers from home. Which is not too bad. How are we on? Info, control panel. So I want the inset connector. I want this to be I don't want it throwing out uranium, obviously. I just want it throwing out stone. Gotta make sure it didn't fuck any uranium out. That's all stone. It's a big uranium patch, dang. Yeah. Let the man watch his Twitch streams. Oops, nope, I want to go down, not back. Just want to go back, go up. Back it out. Alright, we've got this waypointed. So then what I want to do is I want to grab as much ice as I can fit in the remainder, and then use this ice.
Inventory full.
I want to use this ice.
Inventory full.
To basically charge the hydrogen tank. Because I have now 21,000 uranium, which more than enough for a long time, for a good amount of time, especially if I'm gonna like be on base, building a ship, using reactors to power everything. Yeah, I should be good. The uranium will last a good amount of time, and then the uranium should also act like a jump start for power when I get up to space. So when I bring it up here, how do I want to do this? I guess I could build like a little storage thing and leave the uranium on the asteroid I want to start the base. Because I have solar and wind power down on planet. Contemplating.
Inventory full.
Contemplate, I shall collect. like a little gopher.
Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory full.
But one thing I do know is I can take these apart now because I don't really need them that much. Sort of found the main thing I was looking for. Put this back together. Save the parts space.
Inventory full.
Actually managed to process most of the ice that we've got. That's processing. We got the full thing there. So I want to, I guess, put this right here where it belongs. Alright. So uranium is now marked. I have uranium and ice on an asteroid, so that's like a good power slash oxygen asteroid. So being able to get ice in space will be pretty important because that'll let me maintain oxygen density for a lot of stuff. So what I'm going to do this time, now that we are nearly full on our stuff. Oh, right. I forgot I'm more dense, so I need more energy. Get sped up. Alright, I'm gonna go check this asteroid out. Maybe we'll get like an iron asteroid. That's the main thing I want to find. So I'm gonna kind of like park, get set up. And if this asteroid is the iron one, and it's so close to the uranium one, I will be quite pleased. I don't see anything on this giant asteroid. This thing is enormous. How is it not? How does it have nothing? Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. We got silver. That's the game plan. That's what's gonna happen. That's what I usually end up building. Silver. Okay, so now I have a waypoint for silver and gold in space, which means I can make superconductors, which I think means I can make a jump drive. If I even really care about making a jump drive, but Silver asteroid. Okay, so we got silver now. Oh, there's the iron. Hell yeah. Absolutely hell yes. Alright, we found our home base. We got silver and iron on the same asteroid. Nice big iron patch too. And then it's right next to the uranium asteroid, which is only 5 kilometers away. I remember in one game save, like to get to the uranium we'd found, we would have to like take our mining ships, get up to speed, and like walk away for 10 minutes because it was like 100 kilometers in any direction. It was rough. Right. UPS. Iron. Base location. Let's go. Alright. Time to head back to the planet. Iron is crazy heavy, so I am not bringing any back with me. I've got plenty of iron down there, but we're going to start the build. Probably like some very, very large thrusters, like hydrogen thrusters, so we can escape atmo. And then once we get out of ammo, we can like break all of that down and use it to start building the base, like building refineries and stuff. Alrighty. We got 70 kilometers to travel now. So we're gonna get up to speed. Dampers off. How's everybody doing today? Well, we get a few more days of this. Tomorrow I'm scheduled, like usual. I've been kind of like making sure I stream at least once a day just to kind of keep a streak going. But we've got more Space Engineers tonight for the rest of the night. And then tomorrow, again, probably more Space Engineers. I've kind of been in the mood for a Metroidvania lately, though. There's a couple that I'm kind of like really, really keen on giving a go. 9 Souls mainly. But, yeah. Got that. So Space Engineers tonight. Probably play a little bit of Space Engineers Sunday. Because probably want to. Because I wanted to play last night, but I was like, nah, I should wait and only just play on stream. Because I was but I was in the mood to play. So I didn't. And then, so yeah, tomorrow's that. And then Sunday is a little bit more. Probably not a lot because the wife's off work. And then Monday, I don't know in Japan time when Factorio 2 is 2.0 is dropping, but I'm gonna get like a countdown to the, like, my schedule says I'm going live at midnight, but I don't know if it's actually launching at midnight on Monday. So whenever it launches, I'll start playing, and then, or whenever I wake up on the day that it launches, I'll start playing, and then it'll basically be an endurance stream. I'm gonna see how long I can go. Because I've sat and played, I think the first time I played Factorio, but does that launch worldwide at the same time? That's the crazy part. I followed a lot of those countdowns, and it's like midnight on the release day, but they roll it out in like staggered releases for different regions. Different games will do that. Yeah, they can choose, but I don't know if they're choosing to release worldwide at the exact same moment, or if it's like midnight in New Zealand, which is the earliest it'll release. Like midnight in New Zealand, it releases, then Japan, then Australia, then backwards through the time, right? Because it'll be my October 21st at midnight, 17 hours before the west coast of the U.S. Yeah, that would be nice. So Atmo Thrust has these four. Yes, okay, cool. This is good. I hope they do it at midnight. Midnight would be sweet. But I will. I think I have 12 hours scheduled, and I will probably play. I wouldn't be surprised if I did 16 to 24 hours with like a couple of like breaks for like lunch or stuff like that. But for the most part, yeah, I think I could do. I think I could do a full day. I mean, nothing quite like streaming 24 hours to like 6 to 10 people, but it'd be fun. I just want to play the game. I don't think we've been caught by gravity quite yet. We got like 15 kilometers to go. I think it's like, well, it could be like 40. Yeah, it's 43. Alright, we're in the gravity well now. And we're getting an assist. We're now up to 104 meters a second. I think the actual physical maximum the game will let you go to is 109.999, or closest to 110. Because the engine doesn't handle much faster. I think there's some mods that you can install that increase it, but the faster you go, the crazier all the physics get. I'm actually realizing I could have turned the big thruster and pointed it down, like flipped it and pointed it down, and given myself like a little bit more landing safety. But I think the Atmo thruster should be enough to carry me through. I'll know as soon as I get into the upper atmosphere if they'll actually keep me hovering at like 20 kilometers or something. And I have three vertical small hydrogen thrusters, which might be able to help as well. So. Man, we got on the desert side of the planet. I didn't realize. Like, there's a band of desert that we're in, and just north of it, but like just that way of it, we've got the grasslands and then the ice. And every time things have gone really well, it's when I'm in that like right underneath the snowy, like on the mountains, because you can go up and grab ice pretty easily. I mean, we have a frozen lake next to us, which is helpful. I didn't realize how big the frozen lake was, though. It's that right there, the ice Atmo waypoint. Alright, I'm gonna get the pre-rolls off, so I'm gonna run an ad for a minute so that people don't get a face full of them when they come in. So, one moment. Okay, with the gravity assist, we're maxing out at 104.38. That's fine. I wonder how much the Space Age DLC is going to be. I'm kind of curious. Also, man, it's kind of lame how they did the like early release, kind of. Basically, so Nilaus, the like big Factorio streamer slash YouTube creator, he got it early to show it off, which awesome, cool. And then I go on Twitch and I see like a ton of people playing the early release because they're content creators of some form or fashion. It's like one person who's kind of like been the the beacon to your brand for a little while. Yeah, go for it. But like they basically gave it to anybody who asked. It's a bit of a bummer. Like I couldn't watch any Factorio stream stuff. I don't want spoilers. Alright. We are coming in at 10 kilometers. Yeah, I went to the category. Just a bunch of people were playing Space Age. And it's kind of bummed out. Alright, we definitely have enough vertical thrust to land us. This is great. Perfect build. Let's go. Even fully loaded at oh yeah, we have enough thrust to counteract a bunch of the gravity. This is great. And then we can use the weight of the uranium effectively to help us fall faster. And because our horizontal thrust is all hydrogen, we actually don't lose out power and like kill a bunch of our thrust by vectoring in multiple ways. Well, would you look at that? We got some real space and everything. We're back to the planet. We're not going at crashing speed. Consider me pleased with myself. I'm forgetting if I need to. I think I need to process the uranium into uranium ingots before it can be used for power. But I don't even have reactor components or anything yet. Alright. We are back in the well. Nice little setup. Want to basically park this here. Because I want to unload this and process the uranium. Oh. Uranium. Yep, there we go. Processing the uranium ingots. Oh, you know what, actually? I think I want a yield module. Get more ingots out of this. And steel plates. Oh, I need superconductors for this. Okay, that's gonna take a minute anyways. That's fine. Alrighty, well that was pretty successful, all things considered. Do I even have enough space for everything, or 20,000? I think I need to add a big cargo container to this grid. Maybe just a small one. Plates. There we go. And that's processing now. I've got a refinery. I have the little like basic refinery, meh, but we'll add like 48,000 in space, just so I'm not like mining all this iron and it doesn't go anywhere. Getting processed, it's moving places. Oh, good. Yeah, the iron's overflowing to the. Yeah, this is good. I want to make sure I wasn't losing out on any. I'm gonna need a bunch for this ship I'm gonna build. Because we have a game plan now. So, actually, in this string of asteroids that we ran through, silicon and gold, nickel, more gold next to the uranium and ice one, and then the one that we're based on is silver, or we're going to base on is silver and iron, which means all we need is magnesium, I think. Magnesium, because that'll let us build bullets for shooting the bad guys. For now, though, I want to be able to build a reactor, so in order to do that, what do we got here? I'm gonna put all this stuff away. I'm gonna hop in this perfectly acceptable ship. Got 2 batteries in it. I'm gonna zip over here to the gold, and I kind of want. I want to mine some of this gold out. Like weirdly like buried in original or anything. Actually, I could build a better mining thing. Nah. Unnecessary. If I crash this one, I'll build a better one. That's not. No, that's just stone. Oh geez, the gold is 30 kilometers deep? Good God. Oh, okay, it's not 30 kilometers deep. Oh. Apparently I am facing down, which means my forward thrusters are the only ones that can lift me. So as I collect stuff, I cannot lift myself upwards. So I gotta stay level. I think this would be considered level with the gravity. Alright. Let's approach this at a more better angle. Or we can stay upright. We don't know how to do this. Misjudging the vertical distance. Oops. At least gold is relatively light, all things considered. let's just keep collecting too much stone. $1,000 gold is probably. I'm just gonna grab a little bit
Inventory full.
It's too weirdly like unmaneuverable.
Inventory full.
All this stone.
Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory full.
Are they like intermixed or something? I don't think I grabbed the stone up. I guess so. Oh.
Inventory full.
So much stone that I do not want to carry. Oops. Ow, ow, ow. Oxygen bottle away, 'cause I don't need it. The empty hydrogen bottle away. Give me a little more space to work with here. think that's enough gold for now. At least enough to make a bunch of supercomputers. Which is sort of what I wanted. It wouldn't hurt to go find... Well, I damaged a thruster in there, so that's fun. Okay, so I guess it wouldn't hurt to go back to find one of the silver rocks. I found a couple of rocks, like boulders that had silver in them. I think, if I remember right, superconductors require silver and gold. Seems like we have enough thrust to counteract the falling now, so I'm not crashing nearly as much. Might benefit from actually building the reactor, but honestly, the wind turbines seem to be doing fine. There we go. All right. Piston, send it down to 6 at the maximum distance, and there we go. We should chew up yet even further iron. What I want to do is that way we're at 22,000 iron just in that container. 16,000 iron or a bunch of stone. The refinery is processing the stone and iron. Oh no, am I filling up everything? No, not yet. Getting there, but not yet. I think I want to put uranium on like the end of the list. Like I want it to do iron first. That's the basic refinery. If I go to the refinery 2, fill that. I mean, actually, stone process is way faster now that I think about it. So 22 plus 20, so 42, 72, 74 plus 60, basically. 130 something thousand iron. More than that, even. Another 17,000 there. So I think what I'm going to do is set. I'm going to make a lot of steel plates. I'm going to need a bunch, actually. I'm going to need a lot of motors. Maybe not that many. Gonna need a lot of construction components. Large steel tubes, yep, for sure. A couple of radio control units. Okay, I don't need silver for superconductors, so that's actually good. I need platinum. Oh, platinum is what I needed for the thruster components. I knew there was something I wanted to get in space that wasn't just uranium. Because I want to be able to build ion thrusters. But I'm gonna have to wait until I get to space to do that. So the reactor components just need silver. I'll go grab some silver, that's not difficult. Not too, it doesn't need too many apparently. We're gonna build some small steel tubes. A couple of solar cells, or 100 solar cells maybe. I have cobalt, I've got gold. Oh, I need silver as well. Okay, I need to find some silver, for sure. And then 1,000 computers seems like a lot, but at the same time, doesn't seem like a lot. Well, it actually does seem like a lot. Hold on. Let's start with 500. I'm pretty sure steel plates compress iron ingots in their like volume and mass. I'm not 100%. I'm double check. Either way, I'm gonna need a boatload of them because I'm gonna build a large grid, small, like base mover, just to like get everything here, pack it up into a big container, take it up to space, and plug it into an asteroid. So that's gonna need just probably even way more motors than that. Actually, just gonna park this. Let's power off the whole ship. Perfect. And then we'll start processing gold. Oh. Easy peasy. To make. Oh, this. To make. Let's see if I can grab an inventory full of silver. Because it'll also let me make medical components, which will let me make a medical bay. Yeah. And I think silver boulder is not Did I mark it? Did I mark one of them? Is this one of them, or is this one of the nickel ones? Nickel. Just in case I need more nickel for, is this over? Yep. Yes.
Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory full.
Alright. That's pretty good. Back to main base with a pocket full of silver. And the wife is going to be home soon. It's kind of one of her earlier days, so I may actually call it in not too long. We've been live for about 3.5 hours, so a lot shorter than my usual streams, but I gotta kind of adjust the sleep schedule, get ready for Factorio, and yeah. So I might call it here in a little bit. I'm just gonna drop this off, get this set up. Should yeah. Deposit all that. Alright, this is a bunch of stuff to churn through, so I think I actually want to build another refinery. What if the refinery's not going quickly because come on, man. Where's the right? There we go. Is power a problem, actually? Is that... Am I actually running into that issue, or no? Production, control panel. So... What's the refinery? Required input 560, max required input 560. So the battery, the base battery. Okay. It's outputting a certain amount, but it's storing a good amount. So, yeah, another refinery I don't think will cause too many problems. Metal metals. I think that's needed, just 40 of and 20 metal rigs. Construction components, 20 metal rigs. Refinery. Silver's being processed. Stone's still being dug up. We're getting a good amount of silicon from the stone. Not a good amount, but big chunk of silver ore, and then there is the gold ore. I'm gonna put away everything, and then I'm gonna grab everything. Okay, so there's no more gold on this thing. Here we go. Alright, that is processing successfully. Alrighty, and with that we're at 3.5 hours, and wife's gonna be home soon, so I am actually gonna call it there. Again, sorry for the slightly earlier stream than usual, or like shorter stream than usual, but I will be on a good chunk of tomorrow. I may be on again later tonight, depending on things, and then just playing some more Space Engineers, because I'm kind of enjoying this game, so I'm liking the progress I'm making. For everybody sticking around, I really appreciate it. Hope you're having a good day, and I hope you have a great weekend if I do not see you. Have a good one, guys.